If you went into the Five Nights at Freddy's movie with only a basic understanding of the lore and having only played the games, you probably wondered who this character was, as you don't remember seeing her in any Five Nights at Freddy's game. And that's because she's not from a game. She's from the book series. This animatronic is named Ella and is a small animatronic doll within the books she's featured in. Ella first made her appearance in the original novel trilogy. This would include titles like Five Nights at Freddy's The Silver Eyes, Five Nights at Freddy's The Twisted Ones, and Five Nights at Freddy's The Fourth Closet, respectively. She appeared as a small porcelain animatronic doll, which had a saucer and a teacup, and was sort of like a playmate for the book's main character, Charlie Emily. Charlie's dad, Henry Emily, made Ella along with a bunch of other animatronic toys for Charlie to play with. This would include Ella, of course, Stanley the Unicorn, and Theodore the Rabbit. Ella would also appear in the short horror series, Fazbear Frights. She would appear in the 3rd edition of it, and she would appear in her own story titled 1:35 a.m., in which Ella appeared as a small, malfunctioning alarm clock. Unlike the version from the novel trilogy, however, where Ella is simply just an animatronic toy, the version from the Fazbear Frights short horror series is far darker of a character, being more of an antagonistic paranormal entity that instills fear and psychosis. While having slightly different characterizations, Ella is recognizable as being a human figure with curly hair, a fancy hat, a tight-fitting dress with sleeves, and she has a bow tightly affixed to her waist. She has ruffled sleeves, and she carries a cup and a saucer, rosy cheeks with bright pink lipstick, and big eyes. Compared to the size of some of the more iconic animatronic antagonists, like the Fazbear Band, Ella is a little on the short size, having a stature that's just a little higher than that of a kid's dolly. The Five Nights at Freddy's movie has probably one of the more unique depictions of Ella as a character. Ella appears as a animatronic spring-locked suit and is lined with deadly spring locks. This version of Ella is also far bigger than previous depictions of the character. Ella in the books was described as being just a little bit bigger than a dolly, but in the movie, Ella is the size of a child. We are first introduced to a deactivated Ella who sits in the corner of parts and service, and Mike ventures close, attempting to touch the metal ribs of the spring-lock suit, before Vanessa quickly tells him to not get too close, as the suit is covered in deadly spring locks. She demonstrates this by having the suit tear apart a mop handle. Ella is seen one last time during the climax of the film, where the animatronics turn against Abby and try to kill her. Chica lures Abby into parts and service and attempts to shove Abby into the chest cavity of Ella before ultimately being stopped by Mike. Whilst Ella is not a huge part of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, I like that they included her as a reference, but also as a way to showcase how deadly the spring locks are for people that might be new to the franchise and aren't yet familiar with the concept of spring lock suits. This scene even foreshadows what's to come with the inevitable spring lock failure that William has at the end of the film. And once the context is put in your mind, you can only imagine the horrors that William is going through during his last moments. But with that being said, this pretty much brings the video to an end, but let me know what you guys thought about the inclusion of Ella in the film, and with that, do take care, have a great night, and I'll see you in the next video.